Diamond Light, after several months riding him, how do you fancy his chances in this competitive field?
Yeah, I think the fact that we lost the fifth race, a couple of those horses came over into this race, which has just sort of made it a strong race. I think a lot has been there's a lot of hype about Carcassonne, Diamond Light, sort of a match race, but I don't think it's just between the two of them. It's a much stronger field than just the two of them. Obviously, they've got their chances. Diamond Light, I think. I've been saying for months that he needs blinkers, and he won a very good race last time. Although he got beat, but I think he justifiably won it on objection. But I think Diamond Light, personally, I think he's a much better horse with blinkers. I've said it from the beginning, and he's a sort of horse that loses his way halfway through the race, but the blinkers just makes him concentrate that bit better. And as you saw last time, he had a tremendous finish. So. Yeah, he's obviously got a chance because he's a horse like Carcassonne, where every time they go out they give 100%, and if he does give his 100% and a bit of luck in the running, because as everyone knows he comes from off the pace, so you need a bit of luck in the running with these sort of horses. But he's well. It's nice to be back on him, and I'm expecting a good run from him.
Don't you think the 1600 meters a bit too sharp for him?
Well, look, he's won a couple of 1600s, and I've always said that this horse will go 2,400 meters. It probably is a little bit on the sharp side for him. It's not his ideal distance, but if they go a decent pace, I'm expecting a good sort of pace. So he'll be finishing well. I think he'll probably be finishing the best in the race. So if he's not too far out of his ground and they've gone a decent pace, then he probably will see him in the finish.
So Mark, in the main race, you're riding Adeste Fidelis on the kilometer. How do you fancy him?
Yeah, I rode him last time at 13:65, and he actually ran a crack of a race. Considering he's a 1,000-meter specialist, I think he's a 6-time winner all over 1,000 meters. I think in the race itself, he's probably the most ideally distance-suited horse in the race. He's got a very low galloping weight, so. He must have a good chance in the race, and also a competitive field. S.E. Morel's done nothing wrong. I think he's also a good 1,000-meter horse, so I'll be keeping an eye out on him. But a Desfilist, I'm happy that he's back in 1,000, and I think he's a big runner.
So Mark, Matafa, you'll be riding him for the third time this season. How do you fancy him?
Yeah, Matafa has been a difficult horse to assess. We tried him with side blinkers last time. Still did his old trick. He's a horse that's not putting in 100%. You can feel when he gallops, he's sort of galloping at like 3/4 of his ability. We've tried him with blinkers in the barrier trial. He put up good work. So I'm just cross fingers that he puts in what he's capable of, because he's a sort of horse that if he does try, he'll beat this field easily. Unfortunately, he's not the most honest horse, and you've got to sort of ride him very patiently. You can't hit the front too soon with him. Very difficult horse to ride, but I think in this sort of field, with the blinkers, he'll have a chance.
Also, question time, who ran a good race second last time out. How do you see him in that field?
Yeah, look, I don't really know the horse that well. I just got put on him yesterday, but I went and watched his race where he ran second. I thought he ran a good race. He was very handy and he was pulling, and he still managed to finish second. The field, that form hasn't really stood up all that strongly, but I think he's a horse that will probably improve. So I think if we give him, we got a bad draw, and I think probably give him a little bit of a chance and get him to settle, because he was pulling last time. So I think if he settles this horse, he'll have a better finish. So it's not a very strong race. So he'll be competitive.
Also, Mark, you're riding Tobin, horse which you know very well. How do you fancy him?
Yeah, he ran on very well with me. He's also a sort of horse that you got to ride him. I don't know what the right terminology. You got to ride him sort of like no good. You got to hide him away. You got to try and save him for that last bit. That's how he likes to run. And last time he ran on very strongly. There was a bit of interference at the finish. Probably cost me about another length. So if they go very fast in this race, he's a very good finisher. But he needs a bit of luck in the running as well. He comes from off them and will be sitting at the back and hoping he flies at them in the finish. He's capable of doing it. It's a bit of a competitive field though, so I'm hoping he runs a place. I'll be very happy.
And Fleet Mark seems in progress at the training, 6th row. How do you see St. Chances?
Yeah, I watched his last race as well. It seemed like he was a bit slow away. I think he lost his race at the start. He finished right there with Tobin. So I think you can take a guide. If Tobin runs a good race, wins or runs a place, I suppose this horse must have a chance if you take a direct sort of form line. But I've worked him. He feels like a horse that's starting to mature now. He looks like he's ready to run well. So I'm expecting a good run from him as well.
And what can we expect about St. John Bosco?
Very good run last time. I gave him a chance in 1,000 because I just thought that they were running him incorrectly. They were sort of jumping and using his pace, and he wasn't finishing. So I asked Raji if we could tuck him in and see how he runs on, and he finished the race very well. Probably 1,000 meters was a bit short for him that day. 13:65 will be right up his alley. I think I'm expecting there'll be a bit of pace in the race, so he'll be finishing well as well. I think most of my rides tomorrow are horses that come from off them, so hopefully they're winning from off them tomorrow. Like getting back to St. John Bosco, he's got a tremendous finish when he's settled and they're going a good pace. So with a bit of luck as well, could be in the money, could just about sneak the race.
Your heartbeat for tomorrow, Diamond Light, Mark?
Yeah, look, obviously, Diamond Light's very close to my heart. It's great to be back on him. I've noticed he's matured a lot. He was a very immature horse, and he was still winning his races. He's matured a lot, and the fact that he's got blinkers on is a big bonus. But I agree with you. The 1600 could be a touch on the sharp side, So we hope for the best. It'll be nice to pull it off with Diamond Light. It's hard to believe that I bought Carcassonne and Diamond Light as 2-year-olds, and they're both vying for their 10th win. I mean, almost 20 winners between the two of them. So it'll be a very sort of emotional win if he does win. And even if Carcassonne wins, a lot of people are making sort of a lot of hype about these two horses, and it's good for racing. I just hope that I beat Carcassonne.
Your best chance for tomorrow besides Diamond Light?
You know what? I've always had a good feeling about Matafa, although he doesn't give his best. It'll be a very sort of how can I say? It'll be a good win for us because we've been battling with this horse, and that's what racing's all about. If you eventually find out what a horse is lacking or what it needs, and if he wins tomorrow, then we know that we've done a good job. Thanks.